Hello everyone, welcome to back my channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before starting the video, please go ahead and hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. The Young and the Restless spoilers are in for Friday, July 18, 2025. Fans can expect Jack Abbott, Peter Bergman to teach Billy Abbott, Jason Thompson a painful lesson. Meanwhile, Sharon Newman, Sharon Case, takes matters into her own hands to help Nick Newman, Joshua Morrow. Keep reading and let's talk about what is coming up in the CBS soap opera. Make sure to check out our weekly Y&R spoilers. Here, Billy Abbott's obsession. Let's begin with Billy, who has been looking for revenge. The man is also determined to get control of Chancellor, which is why he made a deal with Aristotle Dumas in the first place. Now that everyone knows Dumas is Kane Ashby, Billy Flynn. There is also Jack learning that Billy didn't keep up his end of the deal. The only reason Jack agreed to help fund Abbott Communications was that he thought Billy would put all his effort into this new venture. Now that Jack knows Billy is still out for revenge, he might pull that funding the minute he gets back to Genoa City. Read more. Find out what happened on the last episode of Y&R Sally Spectra's Complication. Jack could pull the funding. How will that affect Sally Spectra? Courtney Hope. Sally made her own deal with Billy. At the same time, Sally also doesn't want Billy to focus on revenge. So, she could be put in a dilemma. Sharon Newman's rescue mission, The Young and the Restless spoilers for Friday, July 18th revealed that Sharon will get even more worried about Nick. It seems that someone is framing Nick for Damian Kane's Jermaine River death. But it's not clear who yet. Kane keeps insisting that he's innocent, but fans know that Nick didn't kill Damian either. It seems that Sharon will take matters into her own hands to help Nick. Read this, The Young and the Restless spoilers. Kane's surveillance footage, killer proof or mysterious erasure. Friday, July 18, 2025. Over with Audra Charles Zulika Silver and Kyle Abbott Michael Mealer. They will share a close moment. Kyle has been able to stop himself so far. However, he has also never seen Audra truly vulnerable. Fans know that Audra has become very close to Amy Lewis Valerie so Audra will worry about how Damian's death will affect Amy, especially since she's battling cancer at the same time. It could prove to be too much for the woman to take. Back to Kyle, it seems that he could end up getting passionate with Audra. However, don't expect them to confess. It seems that Audra and Kyle could make a pact to keep their secret buried. Which storyline are you looking forward to seeing the most on Friday, July 18, 2025? Share your thoughts in the comments section below. 1. Billy's painful lesson, collision of conscience and consequence. Billy Abbott starts the day burdened by guilt. His impetuous move against Victoria Winters' ex-friend and current adversary has blown up spectacularly, leaving him nursing regret more than victory. Across fashionable, whispers are spreading. Billy's unauthorized deal to outmaneuver Victoria has backfired, costing Jabbo a key client and thrusting Jack Abbott into crisis mode. Scene opens in Jack's office. Billy approaches, head bowed. Jack's fury simmers as he recounts the lost client. His voice low but unmistakably angry. Jack slamming a contract on the desk. You went behind my back. Bill without reading the fine print. That client had an exclusivity clause. Now they want out. Do you have any idea how this looks? Billy attempts apology. I thought if we could just land this, it would prove I belong. But Jack cuts him off, disappointment stinging harder, then anger. He urges Billy to own up to the client, take responsibility, and stop hiding behind excuses. Later, at Crimson Lights, Billy pours coffee hands, shaking. Victoria breezes in, smirking. She leans in, says softly, so how's that? Bold move, working out. Billy Their banter escalates. She boasts her legal team already has their fingers in the escalating mess. Repost meets retort. But behind her condescension, there's interest. What else can Billy risk to get ahead? When the client's exec calls mid-scene, we hear Billy on speaker. Yes, I'll explain. Personally. He wipes sweat from his brow, voice low and sincere. I messed up, but here's my plan to fix it. That vulnerability doesn't win favor with Jaquette. Victoria hears it, watches Billy take one small step toward redemption. The episode closes this arc with Billy confronting his reckless ambition, the painful lesson that shortcuts at Jabbo will cost more than he's ready to pay. He must dig in, own the mess, and rebuild trust. If he flinches again, there'll be no second chance. Point 2. Sharon's rescue mission, haunted past. Present courage. Sharon Newman's storyline takes center stage in a redemptive arc that feels both dangerous and emotionally cracked open. A fragment of her past embedding deep fury surfaces when she gets wind that her sister-in-law, Mariah Copeland, may be in trouble. Mariah went missing at a vineyard retreat earlier this week. Sharon's maternal instincts kick in. She can't sit by. Scene, Sharon at home, staring at the phone. Phyllis Summers steps in. Phyllis softly. "You're going to do what now, Sharon?" "Mariah's not returning calls. Something's off. I have to find her." Phyllis tries to dissuade her. "Who goes missing at a vineyard? Call the authorities." Sharon nods, but she knows no one else will find Mariah like she can. She's pressed by past, claiming she lets people slip through her fingers too often. She can't let that happen again. Cut to a private vineyard on the outskirts of Genoa City. Sharon arrives unannounced, heels crunching over gravel. The staff is tight-lipped. She gradually weaves through vines and tasting rooms, feeling the creeping unease. Inside a wine cellar, she hears muffled sobs, follows them, finds Mariah, drenched with tears, curled in a corner behind stacked barrels. Mariah's anguish unravels. Mariah trembling. I couldn't face it all. The pressure, the fears. I thought I'll escape for a weekend, and it spiraled. She confesses she contemplated disappearing completely. Fear of failing, of cold stares from those who judge, all because I fell apart after losing Tessa. Sharon gathers her. In that misty, dim hashing room, she wraps her arms around Mariah. She helps her to her feet. They leave silently as Sharon's protective embrace trails across Mariah's weary shoulders. Now it's Sharon's turn to call the police, not to report Mariah as missing, but to say she's found and safe. As they walk back to the tasting room, Mariah glances at Sharon. "Mariah, I didn't mean to scare you." "Sharon, I'm always going to be there. No disappearing acts." Irony sets in. Sharon, once missing and lost herself, has found purpose again in being Mariah's anchor. As they drive home, Sharon glimpses Mariah in the rearview mirror. Fragile but safer. This entire arc underscores Sharon's resilience, not the one who breaks, but the one who reaches out heaven through her own scars. 3. Sally's complication, love lies, and a looming scandal over at the GCAC Genoa City Athletic Club. Sally Spectra's love life spins out of control. Her romance with Nate Hastings has stirred public interest there, like the GC power couple, but a new threat emerges. A paparazzo claims to have shots of Nate and Sally in a compromising situation at a charity gala, and worse. Sally supposedly whispered about the red-hot rumor that Nate is considering rekindling his relationship with Audra Charles. Scene opens with Sally entering Nate's office. Cheeks flushed not with joy but worry. Sally voice breaking. "They're going to ruin us, Nate." Nate glances up. "Let me see." He peels away paparazzi shot. Sally leans in, horrorizing. In one frame, Sally's hand is around Nate's waist, his face turned away, but the shots are grainy enough to fester doubt. Another shows an earpiece in Sally's hair, revealing she's orchestrated something off-camera. Sally bursts. "I never meant to sabotage. Why was working on an expo surprise. And about Audra, there's nothing romantic." Nate's jaw tightens. Trust phrase under scrutiny. He storms to the GC patio. Sally trails. They confront the paparazzi agency. Media vultures circle. Nate's temper glows. He demands the digital copies, threatens legal action. Sally begs, "Let's do this quietly. If the agency goes public, Audra will dive in, and we'll look like desperate opportunists." Nate agrees he won't involve Audra, he assures Sally, but behind closed doors, he's reeling. Does he still care for Audra? He hasn't called her back, but now he's afraid. What if? Cut away to city brake lights and the paparazzo's office. We watch the agency owner reviewing the photos, slowly dialing a number. Paparazzo into phone. "We've got more. You know the buzz." Teleditorial. Drop M Tuesday. As episode ends, we're left with Nate torn, Sally praying for trust restored, and a scandal brewing behind the scenes. Her complication is twofold. Can she prove Nate's devotion, and can she outmaneuver a media coup that's dangling like Damocles' sword? 4. Interwoven B-plots and thematic Ikisa. Victoria's smirk. Billy's sorrow. Victoria Winters quietly enjoys Billy's misstep, but in private, she flips through documents he left behind. There's something else lurking in his email. A hidden draft to Jack, talking about a secret investor pitch. Is Victoria uncovering bigger sabotage still? B. Phyllis and Sharon. Shoulder and scrutiny. After Sharon rescues Mariah, she returns to Sharon's. Phyllis is there, tea in hand. They share relief, but the scars remain. Phyllis gently reminds Sharon that it's time to come clean with Nick Numina about how long she stayed away, and why. So while Sharon plays heroine to Mariah, she still owes accountability at home. See Carmine and Lauren. Just a glimmer.